Grab your old sweaters and sweatshirts because I'm going to show you a step-by-step tutorial on how to make these darling baby hats. If y'all have some old sweaters, if you all have some old sweatshirts, stretchy kind, you know, the kind like fleece maybe, that's a little bit stretchy. Well, let me just show you, like a sweater like this, a sweater that gives has some stretch to it, like that. See how that's nice and stretchy? I'm going to be using this big part here, I think, to make a big pumpkin or something out of this year. It's all like fuzzy and furry and cute. Well, I used one arm already today, and I'll show you what we're going to make. I'll show you what we're going to make, then I'm going to show you how I'm going to make it, okay? So here's what we're going to make right here. It's a darling little baby hat, and I'll show you how to make the pom-pom. I'll show you how to make the hat. It's so easy. You guys are going to say, this is a piece of cake. I can do this. If you can do a running stitch with a needle this big, I use a big one because you can put more stitches on the needle. I use this great big needle here. I also use dental floss. Have you ever tried to break a piece of dental floss? You're not going to do it unless you're He-Man, Master of the Universe. I'm going to use a big old piece, and I'm going to thread my needle with this. If you can do a running stitch, you know what a running stitch is? Let me show you. It's in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in a straight line. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a good size knot on here. Why do I want a good size knot? Because this is knit, and I don't want that knot to go through and leave gaps. We don't want that. So I put like 6, 7, 8 knots. I don't count them. I just look at the size of the knot. If it's big enough that it won't go through the knit, then it's big enough. How's that for science? I craft like I cook. I don't measure, I don't count. I just, kind of gauge things by what I'm seeing here. All right, I'm going to put one more in here just for good luck. And there we go. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. Nice long, didn't measure. It's dental floss. It's from the dollar store. You get 115 yards. Just pull it on out, and if you got extra, you can use it for the smaller pieces. And I didn't double this, by the way, not yet. When I make the pom-pom, I double it because the pom-pom's got fabric that's real thick on the back, kind of like canvas-ish. So anyway, what we're going to do is you're going to find the shoulder of this sweater, and you're going to get a good scissor, right? And you're just going to cut along the seam of the arm. Next, you're going to want to cut it open on the underside on the seam so you have a nice big piece of fabric when you're done. Then go ahead and cut out that bulky seam. So there's a right side and a wrong side. How are you going to know? Well, it depends on what you want. If you don't want the fuzzy furry stuff, if you don't want this fuzzy little furry stuff on there, then you're going to turn it to this side and you'll see more of the sparkle. There's a little bit of gold sparkle in there. But I want the fuzzy furry side. I kind of like it. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half, just like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to just try to even it up. See how there's some on each side there. You want that kind of evened up. So what's going to happen when you sew this, you're going to sew a tube, basically. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Okay, it's not really even yet, so we're going to even that out. See how it's, I want to round it at the top and the bottom. See how this part's rounded where the shoulder was? That's what we're going to use to round it off at the top here. So go ahead and round that up and even it up so it's even on both sides. The top of this hat has like those little lines like you see in a professional store-bought hat. You'll see the little lines like this. I'll show you how to make those right now. So we met the curve, and we have these two sides folded together with the right side. We're going to turn it this way, wrong side out like this. just so we can make those little, what do you call it? Diamonds, points, whatever they are. What you're going to do is you're going to make a T like this, just a T, a letter T. Right here in the middle, find your center, okay? You're going to take and make a little line, just like this, and one going down, right in the center of that line. Let me show you. It's kind of fuzzy. It's kind of fuzzy, but this is what you're going to do. You're going to make a little T, just like that. Okay? And then you're going to draw like a triangle from going from the center of the T, the top of the middle of the T, all the way down. You're going to make a little triangle going down like that. And on this side, you're going to do the same thing. Pretty easy so far, right? A little triangle, just like that. If you need to use your ruler, use your ruler. This is knit and it's fuzzy and it's not as easy to write on as something that's smooth. Like if I were to do a fleece, on the other side of the fleece, it wouldn't be fleecy, it'd probably be smooth. So that's the difference. All right, so what you want to do here, you got two pieces together, you want to cut out a triangle, just like this. One side and the other side. Snip, snip, like that. Okay? Take your needle and your thread. So we have to flip the fabric back the other way, like this, because I didn't want to write on the side of the fabric that you're going to see. Okay, you're probably not going to see much of this anyway. But we're going to take the fabric, put it wrong sides together, sorry. Then you're going to take your V like this, and you're going to put them together like that. You see what I did? I just pulled it up. It's got the right side facing me. Pull it up and put these together like this. See this little this little opening right here? We're just going to sew that together with in and out stitches. Hello, how easy is that, right? This is dental floss. Plus your hat will be minty fresh. And I got about 7 stitches on that long needle before having to pull it through. You can get lots of stitches on that big long needle. See, I did it all in one fell swoop. See there? Then I'm going to go in here and I'm going to knot this out. I'm going to do a loop around. I'm just going to knot this out and clip it off. That's it. That was just one little seam for that little V. We got to do it on the other side though too, because remember we have 2 V's. So you saw me sew that all up, right? Like that. See what it looks like on this side? Like that. Got a little seam there. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Flip it around. Flip her around like that. And you're gonna this is the right side. So you're gonna put the right sides together because you want your seam, that little bulk of a seam, to be on the wrong side underneath where the hat's gonna be. So you take your needle and thread again and repeat. Second verse, same as the first. Now we're doing right sides together. We're doing right sides together because, and I know this is going to seem weird. You're going to say, Susie, where's the hole for the head? Don't worry, watch this. All right, you're going to start here and you're going to sew all the way around until you're going to leave about this much at the end that you're going to turn it inside out from. And then I'm going to show you how to do a ladder stitch. You're never going to know those stitches are there. It's so easy. Okay, I'm going to start way back here. Starting on the folded part of the knit, you're going to do that running stitch all the way around the entire hat. You're going to want to keep about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. And don't forget to give yourself a couple inches at the end. You want to leave that open so you can turn it inside out when you're done. I'm going to leave a little opening. And when I say little, you're going to be surprised how little it is. So that there's not going to be much to sew up. You're not going to have a whole lot. Like, see this right here? This little space right here? That's all you need. Yeah, that's all you need. That's all the opening you need. Turn this right side out, right? And you're just going to want to take your time and trust the process. Push it through slowly and you'll have it right side out in no time. Okay, so you know when you go to the store and you buy these little beanie hats, they got this little star at the top, that's what we did when we cut the V's and we sewed them up. That we created that little look, you know, that little beanie hat. Okay, so now that we've got it looking like a tube, we're going to sew this little spot up right here. See that? You turn it in on itself like that. Make it like roll down in like that. Like that. And you kind of pinch it together. I'm going to ladder stitch it. This is how you ladder stitch. Start from the inside. Find the very start of your hole, okay? Start from the inside. Why? Because you want your knot on the inside. Okay, all of that goes on the inside. Okay, so here's a ladder stitch. A ladder stitch is like this, okay? It's like this, where you've got, say you're sewing up this spot right here, okay? You're sewing up that little spot right there. So you're gonna put your needle in where the knot is gonna go in here, okay? That's where I'm gonna put the needle. Then on the exact opposites, it's going to go through the needles, and when I come back up, it's going to come back up right across like that. So I'm going to go up through here and then down through here, then up through here, then down through here, then up through here, and so forth. And you see why it's a ladder stitch? Because if you were to put a rung across here, it would look like a ladder, right? So, and that's what happens with the thread. When you go down and up like that, it creates a ladder. And when you pull it, when you're done at the end, the stitches disappear. It's like magic. It's cray. Hey, this would be a good time to make mention. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and hit that button. Here's the last one. And when you pull it gently, all of your stitches are gone inside the hat. You won't see them, right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a little loop so I can make my knot. In through the loop twice, pull it, makes another knot. So this is what we have so far. So doesn't this hat look like at the top like a store-bought little hat, right? It's so cute. All right, and then you've got this tube, right? Susie, I can't open the bottom because it's closed. Find the middle of your hat, okay? Find the middle and watch. Watch and learn. It's going to be a warm hat. You're going to tuck it up inside itself. Hello? Instant hole for your head. Okay, this is a baby one, so it's for the baby's head. This is a little baby one. So you want to fiddle with it a little bit so you get it up to the top there. But you see what we did? Isn't that cool? So now we're going to run that needle right up through the center of this and attach a pom-pom as soon as we get the pom-pom made. So we're just going to set this hat over here for a minute. Now you're going to thread up a couple feet of dental floss and double it up. Okay, I got a little clay pot because I'm going to use this for the circle, okay? This comes on a roll for $11. Well, when I got it, it was $11.99 at Christmas time. I probably got it half off, I'm going to say. It's 4.15 inches wide, and you get 6.54 feet in length of this when you buy this. So it's fur. It's got edging on it. It's not going to have edging on it when I'm done with it. because I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to take this little pot here, and we're going to make a circle. Just like that. Need a little circle. That's it. Bye-bye, pot. We're done. Here's the thing about cutting fur. If you never cut fur before, you want to cut it from behind like this, because what that does is it doesn't leave a blunt line in your fur. Like if you cut, I'll show you the difference. See how I cut it from behind and you've got all this pretty fur? Now, if I cut it on the fur, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it blunt in the front. See how it's blunt? You don't want that. You want to go behind and just cut little snips like this. When you take little cuts from behind, I want to teach you something while we're doing this. And then you just take you defuzz it like this. And see how the fur goes over the edge now? That's as it should be, okay? All right, so as I just said, we're going to cut it up from behind like this. And snip, 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 cut from behind and take your time so that your pom-pom is nice and round. Okay, now watch. See how cute? It's not blunt. You've got little fuzzies going in all the directions like that. Otherwise, it would be all blunt and it wouldn't be as cute, in my opinion. You can do this too if you want. Gets it all off, both sides. Both sides. I know, son. There. Now there won't be any. Plus it makes it kind of like fuzzed up a little, right? Cute. All right. Okay, so I'm going to pick a spot, any spot. It's a circle, right? Just go on in about, I'm going to say about 1/8 of an inch, because this doesn't fray. See the back of this? How it's like kind of like almost like burlap or something. It doesn't fray, so go in close as you can to the edge so that your pom-pom will be bigger, okay? So you're gonna go in from the back and pull your knot through and bring it through right up next to that knot. That's your first stitch. And now we're gonna do the running stitch thing again. Here you're gonna do the running stitch about 1/8 of an inch away from the edge all the way around that pom-pom. And watch what happens. Okay, but do you see what happened? See how when I'm pulling it tight, it's starting to cup. It's starting to cup up a little bit. And that's what we're trying to do by doing these tiny little stitches all the way around. You want to leave a little couple inches at the end here where that knot is, because that's where you're going to tie it off in the end. Okay, almost there, maybe one more stitch, and we're there. We're right up next to the knot. See, here's the knot, here's the needle. I'm gonna pull it all through. Just give it a tug. Why fight with it? Pull it through. See how easy it is when you have a tool? Tools make things easy. That's why we have them. Okay, so see what happens when you pull that nice and tight? Like that, what happens? We got a pom-pom. Got a little bit of fiber fill. I like to take my fiber fill and just like pinch it apart so that makes it nice and fluffy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it through here. I'm not going to get all of it captured the first time through. We're going to pull it tight. Keep pushing it through with your thumbs and pulling it tight on each end. You got the knot, you got the needle on this end. Just keep pushing it in and pulling your pom-pom back together. Pulling it together at the back. You don't need a lot of the fiber fill. Keep pulling it. This is tricky here, but we can do it. We can do it. Okay, as much as you can. Then I'm going to hold it here with my finger. I'm going to cut it right off from the thread. And I'm going to knot it. I'm going to knot the knot. I'm going to go around once and twice. That's called surgical knot. And I'm going to pull it taut, nice and taut. put my finger down on that knot, and I'm going to do that surgical knot thing one more time. 1, 2, and pull it as tight as I can. Now you're going to still see a little opening back here. We're going to stitch that together, okay? We're going to take that little surgical knot, we're going to get rid of it. We're going to take, what did I do with that little bit of thread? Did I just use it? Yep, I did. I need a little bit more. Enough thread, enough of this dental floss to close up the back of the pom-pom and to pull it through the top of our little knit cap, right? And we're just going to go in back here and stitch this together. This backing needs to be pulled together. So what you do is you just kind of do a whip stitch in and out. Just get your thread in there. You're going to go in and out of the fabric, kind of squishing it together like this. And you're going to make a little whip stitch, you know, whipping it like that. And it's going to close right up for you. And you won't have any of the stuffing hanging out. Just like that. This is a part they're not going to see. Nobody's going to see this because it's going to be on the bottom of the cap. Okay? Okay. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And you want your needle in the center of your pom-pom, right? Like here. Okay, give it a good tug because that's going to hold all this together. You're going to take your cap. Now here's what it looks like from the inside, right? It's doubled on the inside, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to find the center of your cap, like right here. You're going to put it down this way so that you're going to connect those two layers in there. You're going to connect them at the top with this. And you're going to come up through the center again, somewhere near your last stitch, like that. And you're going to pull it up, and that's going to connect the pom-pom. And then what you're going to do is you're going to stitch your pom-pom on there. You're going to put your needle through the pom-pom a couple times as you're stitching it to the cap. Whip stitch about 5 or 6 stitches all the way around the pom-pom. Leave enough of your thread that you can make a knot here. Now I got a little loop here. I'm going to go ahead and put my thread through there twice and make it knotted. Right, with that stitch, I'm going to go make one more stitch right through the bottom of the pom-pom. Like that. And I'm going to run it through that loop and make another knot like that. And then I can just tie it off, cut it off, and we've got a cute little beanie cap for a little guy or girl for the winter, just like that. See? And if you want to, you can go in and maybe tack a couple more spots on the inside to make sure that it's not gonna, you know, turn all inside out and weird. But how cute is that, right? Did this one earlier, and what I did with this one was I added some fur around the edge of the hat, but because of that, the stretch isn't there as much. So I might go ahead and maybe crochet a little strap that you could go down, a little tie that would go underneath to tie it instead of it staying on by stretchiness. But this here, it's got a little stretch to it, a little give. But you can make, and if you go to Hobby Lobby and you buy, you don't have to use this size. If you're making a grown-up pom-pom, if you crochet or you knit, and you're making a grown-up pom-pom, go and buy yourself a yard or a half a yard of fur off the bolt, and make the circle as big as you want. That pom-pom can be like ginormous. It's so cool when there's a big. I made myself one in teal with a pretty light pink fur pom-pom. It's so cute and I love it. And every time I wear it, I get lots of compliments. Learning something new. I love that. Good. Hi, Jan. Since you're not a sewer, I just hem or mend, but this looks slightly easy to do. I might try this. See, that's me. I don't really go by I can go by a pattern. I don't like to because it's like very confining to me. It's like cooking with a recipe, right? If you're a chef or a cook, a lot of time, and now if you're baking, that's more of a science, but even then sometimes I fudge a little bit. I just kind of a little this and that. I know how to do that, but yeah, I don't care for the confinement of doing things by pattern or by recipe. I just like a little of this, a little of that. Sometimes it turns out great. I used to tell my mom was a phenomenal home cook, phenomenal. Problem was, she would call it I'd say, Mom, what is this? She'd say it's a conjure. I conjured it up. Problem is, you'd never get it exactly like that ever again. It will taste similar, but won't be just like that because it wasn't a recipe. But, you know, that's the downfall of not using a recipe. But anyway, same thing with this. You've never made any hats like this. Really, Nina? Well, I hope y'all will give it a try. Get yourself some old sweaters. Go to the Goodwill. Get you a sweater that you can cut up or a fleece. A large, the bigger the better because it's going to make a bigger hat. Of course, if you make a tunnel from the center part, it will be bigger. All right, now we got this gorgeous royal funky junk. This doesn't look like junk, but it looks pretty royal to me. So I'm going to go ahead and on the edges of it. Now, where should I put this is the question. I thought about this. I thought about putting it up here by the little tassel. I thought about doing that. But then again, I thought, how cute would it be just to put it like at the edge of the hat, like that. Kind of like it off to the side, slightly askew, just like me, slightly askew. And we're going to just go ahead. It's kind of heavy a piece, but it's, I think if we tack it down really good with the B7000, I think we'll be good. And then I'm going to put some hot glue. A glob of glue here and a glob of glue here in the opening. That, and like I said, just slightly askew like that. We've got so many layers that there's no chance of it going through, so that's nice. How cute! This baby girl will be so adorable, right? Whoever gets this hat. That's a cute one. Anyway, guys, I think it's really cute. I think it's something that is easy and doable, and you could make a whole bunch of these, especially if you have a machine. Those little hand-sewn things that I was doing would be so much simpler on your machine, right? Zip zap. You could make these up all day long, in my opinion. They're easy to do. But look at how cute that. I think that makes it. I love that little bow there. I think it just makes it festive. Not necessarily Christmas, could be all winter long. And the same thing with this one. You know, just because it's got a snowflake on it doesn't make it Christmas, right? It could be all winter long kind of a hat. So I love that. So you can make these as big as you want. I like them a little bit bigger. I'll be honest. I like them a little bit bigger, but you make yours the way you like yours. And I think the fur is cuter than the little knit ones, the little knit pom-poms. Those are cute too, and they have their place, but I like this with the fuzzy feels. I do. Anyway, yeah, I like the little corner edge too, Melinda. I think it's cute right there. Right there, right? How sweet is that? Don't get no sweeter. So you got the really fancy one with all the fur, but this one is so cute and so simple. So easy. If you're not following me at Bella Boutique, please give me a follow here, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm all over the joint. I'm everywhere. All right, guys. Have a great, blessed rest of your night. Love you all. Bye, guys.
Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walk walking in a winter wonderland.